All right, so let's talk about pulleys. Now, the basic purpose of a pulley is to change the direction that force is applied, and there's a few things that you can do with that. And I'm going to start with the most basic, which is a fixed pulley. Okay, so a fixed pulley is just as it sounds, it's fixed in place. So let's say I have this backpack, and I want to get that up there. Well, there's a few ways I can accomplish this. I could just carry it up there. And if I did that, I'd need to apply a certain force. It's about 42 newtons. Let's see if I use a pulley. So the pulley, hello neighbor dog. So with the pulley, I can pull down, apply a force downward, and it moves upward. But is it actually helping me in terms of mechanical advantage? So I've now attached the spring scale to the rope, like this. And in order to lift it, it actually takes more force. Okay, remember it only weighed about 42 newtons, and it takes more than 50 to actually lift it up. Okay, well that's not a mechanical advantage. Okay, and as it turns out, these fixed pulleys do not provide a mechanical advantage. Why is it more than it weighs? Well, because this is not perfectly efficient. So then what's the point of this? Well, simply that it's sometimes easier to lift something up by pulling down instead. Okay, that's what fixed pulleys do, is just change the direction of a force. So with this movable pulley, the rope is now fixed at the top. It's just tied in here at the anchor. It goes down to a pulley that's, again, attached to the backpack down there. And then it comes back up to me. It's just tied off right now. But I'm going to start lifting and see what happens in terms of force. So now as I lift it up, it only takes about 25 newtons, which is quite a bit less than the backpack weighs. Now I've taken the same system but put another pulley at the top, and that is to redirect it back down. So now I can again lift up while pulling down, but this time I only have to apply that 25 newtons or so. Okay. So this is what we'd call a pulley system, where we're using multiple pulleys to accomplish a task. The movable pulley here is what gives a mechanical advantage, like you saw earlier. The one up there is just to redirect it so I can pull down and lift up. So with the 2-to-1 pulley, it takes about 35 newtons to lift it. So now I've set up a compound pulley system. So there's 2 movable pulleys, and then at the top there are 2 redirection pulleys. And then there's the anchor up there. So kind of a cheater way to find the mechanical advantage of a pulley system is to look at how many ropes are holding the load. So here you have 1, 2, 3, 4 ropes holding the load, and only 1 rope pulling it up. So this would be a 4-to-1 pulley system, or a pulley system with a mechanical advantage of 4. Pulling it up takes still around 25. Okay, that is quite a bit less than mechanical advantage of 4. Every time I add a pulley, I'm adding more inefficiency, but it's worth it in order to get that higher mechanical advantage if you're really trying to reduce forces. So here's an example of a pulley system and its usefulness in my own garage. I have this basket that goes on the trailer hitch of my cars during adventures, with my cooler on it and stuff, and I needed somewhere to store it. This would clearly take up a lot of room if it was just sitting on the garage floor or whatever. I originally put some hooks in the wall this high or so, and lifting it up there to get on the hooks, it was kind of a 2-person job. It was bulky and heavy. And so I said, forget that, I'm going to use pulleys, because then I can apply less force. So I have these 4 fixed pulleys at the top and 2 movable pulleys at the bottom, and then this rope is actually fixed at the bottom here as well. So the rope goes from here to the top, back down to a movable pulley, and then up to the top again to a fixed pulley, and back down so I can lift it. And does that on both sides. So my question is, what is the mechanical advantage of this system? And I'll tell you in a second. So remember, the easy way to figure out mechanical advantage is to look at the number of ropes. So we have 3 ropes that are holding it. So you think, okay, we have 3 to 1. We have 3 to 1 over here because it's the same thing. So is it 6 to 1? Well, no, because I'm holding 2 ropes. I'm pulling on both of the sides at once. So it's actually 6 to 2, which is the same as 3 to 1. So this is a 3 to 1 pulley system.